This is the Royals POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Kansas City Royals. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome into the Royals POSTCAST on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I'm your host, Chance Liebau, and I'm here to bring you reaction to every single Royals game the rest of the way. You can follow me on Twitter at Chance Liebau. It's right there by my name tag here on the live stream. But don't worry, if you're not here live, these episodes will always be uploaded for you to listen to on demand wherever you get your podcasts. Myself and Jack Johnson want to say thanks for making the Locked On Royals podcast or the Royals POSTCAST your first listen of the day. And thank you so much for getting us up to 3,500 subscribers on the YouTube page. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you have not yet. Let's get that up to 4,000 before the Royals playoff push. And turn on our notifications so that you get an alert whenever we go live. I want to say thanks for joining the show, and feel free to join our live chat and let us know your thoughts on the game and the series, and I'll do my best to respond to some of the comments, as we have a pretty big crowd in here today given the weekend environment, and the Royals have just picked up another series win. Make that 4 series wins in a row for the Royals as they move to 500, once again, 56-56. And folks, don't look now, but they are getting really close in that wild card race. The wild card race is getting pretty mid right now, and the Royals find themselves in the thick of it, and they have an opportunity after this series win against the team with the best record in the American League to do something that they didn't do in this series, which is gain ground on a team they're chasing. They're not going to chase the Blue Jays. They don't have the chance to finishing better than the Blue Jays. They get the Red Sox on deck. That's what is coming up next for the Royals. That is a huge series coming up this week to start this week, and an excellent start to the road trip for Kansas City as they win in extra innings today by a final score of 7-4. Let's get straight into it. Here's what you'll be talking about.
This is what you'll be talking about.
The final 3 innings, because they had some, it was the 8th inning that they really got things going. The final 3 innings for the Royals was what got this team into the win column. 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th or top of the 8th inning, and Bobby Witt Jr. puts together some excellent ABs, puts together an excellent AB, puts one down the left field line. They're playing no doubles, but with Bobby Witt Jr.'s speed, if you're able to get it past the third baseman, even into the corner a little bit with Bobby's speed, you're putting him in a position to score. And then Vinny Pasquantino does what Vinny Pasquantino does. He blitzes a fastball early in the count, and he strokes it into center field. And all of a sudden, it's a tie ball game at 2 apiece after the offense had done nada through the first 7 frames, 7 2/3 really. That has to be a very encouraging sign for Royals fans, especially considering what we saw from them against Chris Bassett, a pitch mix that the Royals just have not done well against this season. A ground ball pitcher is something the Royals have struggled with this season. If you look at the numbers, I remember when it was the Mariners series, going into the Mariners series, the Royals had the highest fly ball rate in all of baseball. So against ground ball pitchers, they really take a dip offensively. And we saw that today against Chris Bassett. The Bassett Hound just did not see him well and did not get very much hard contact. They got helped out in a big way. Bassett had a atrocious, I believe it was the 3rd inning, was when Bassett really lost his command. No, it was the 4th, sorry. 2nd time through the order, 4th inning. Lost his command. Didn't know if it was something with the mound, if there was a hole in the mound or something, but just didn't have his command, walks the bases loaded. And Mike Yastrzemski does what, in my opinion, Jack Caglione doesn't do in that 6 hole. If Jack Caglione is in that spot, I think we're seeing a 4-6-3 double play to end the inning. But instead, Mike Yastrzemski, the pro's pro that he is, puts a ball in the air and gives the offense a chance to score. I mean, Vinny was really, really hugging it down the line. I mean, it was a close play at the plate because Vinny's not exactly the fastest runner, but they just get just enough from that middle of the lineup, that bottom of the lineup, to put them in a position to win a baseball game, something we haven't seen from them before the month of July. Now the bottom of the order is starting to pick up. 7, 8, 9 has been exceptional since the turn of the calendar, since June ended. And you got to give credit to J.J. Piccolo for going out and getting a Mike Yastrzemski and Randall Grichuk and Adam Frazier. Those three guys are a big piece of what this lineup is going to be going forward. I think John Rave is done. I think he's toast, but there's no one else who's going to, come up for him. I think he's probably done once Cags comes up at the end of the injured list stint. But other than John Rave, I really like the Royals lineup today. I really like their second time and plus through the order. I thought the lineup did just enough. Man, they battled. They put together good ABs. I didn't see very many bad ABs. The Bobby Witt Jr. strikeout against, I believe it was Bassett. Bobby had a really bad AB with a runner on second. That was not great. But the Royals as a whole offensively didn't do a whole lot, but I was okay with the at-bats they put together. You saw some competitive looks against the bullpen guys. Chris Bassett, they just didn't see him well. And give credit to Seth Lugo. He was not sharp today. He was not good. But he was able to grit his teeth through 4 2/3 innings of pretty mediocre baseball. And then the bullpen, man, the bullpen has been just incredible recently. And you can say what you want about Carlos Estevez. Carlos Estevez, say what you want about him. He's got a lot of Greg Holland in him. Not a lot of closers come in a 5-run game in the 10th inning. So I understand people not loving his outing today, but I thought that the bullpen has been fantastic for a while now. I mean, in the month of July, since the All-Star break, I think we're talking about one of the better bullpens in all of baseball. I'm going to pull up FanGraphs to see where they're at as a bullpen and ERA since the All-Star break, because folks, they've been really, really good since then. It's definitely interesting to see some of the people that are upset about their bullpen usage. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't love exactly how they used Carlos. I didn't love that they used Carlos Estevez when they did, but you kind of had to. You kind of had to use him at that moment. So I thought that this was a pretty solid bullpen day. But then again, I'm still farting with FanGraphs here, trying to get bullpen guys, relief pitchers since the All-Star break. ERA, the Royals are 15th with a 4.22 ERA, which isn't spectacular, but that'll do. But I thought the bullpen's been great, especially the guys that you don't really rely on in high leverage spots. Daniel Lynch looked really good today. That's the best we've seen Daniel Lynch pitch in a while, since at least April. So I really like what we saw from Danny Lynch on the mound today. Lucas Ursig comes in, wasn't exactly sharp. Carlos Estevez did not have his best stuff today, but hadn't pitched since Wednesday. You kind of had to pitch him to at least get him some comfortability heading into the series. And then Hunter Harvey, I've been a huge Hunter Harvey advocate. I know that it was an unpopular trade when it happened because they traded their number one prospect at the time in Caden Wallace, who's barely hitting the Mendoza line in Double-A for the Washington Nationals Double-A affiliate. It was a great trade for the Royals. I think that you have to be happy with what you've seen from him since he's gotten over here, especially when he's healthy. Obviously, the injuries are something you don't love, but I really like what I've seen from this offense. Just being able to string hits together. It was one thing yesterday when they talked on the broadcast. Ryan talked about they're a little bit too reliant on the home run ball right now, and I guess that would be a concern of mine potentially. But today proved that they didn't need the long ball to win. They were able to put together really good ABs against Chris Bassett in the 4th inning. Now, every other inning didn't have very good at-bats against him. And then Sir Anthony Dominguez, who the Blue Jays made a move to get to be their 8th inning guy, they torched him. I mean, it was an onslaught, and Kyle Isbell gets it started in the 10th inning. And then from that point on, you see Tyler Tolbert get a big knock, and I'm not a huge Tyler Tolbert fan. I'm not going to be, but Tyler Tolbert gets a big knock, brings in a couple runs. It keeps on going with a sac fly from Michael Garcia. I mean, the offense as a whole has been a little bit too reliant on the home run ball today, but we saw today they don't need that to win baseball games. And that was a big 10th inning for them heading into a huge series with Boston. 4 straight series wins. They're back to 500. And now you just play the cards as they are. I think that this is the Royals as they are right now. But I'm very excited to see the Red Sox series because it's probably the biggest series of the year for the Royals. And I know we've said that a lot here in the past couple of months, but you get an opportunity to climb in the standings against a team that's ahead of you after winning 4 straight series. You get 2 newcomers on the mound. Big series coming up for the Royals against the Red Sox. We'll preview that series and get to some of your comments when we come back here on the Royals Postcast. It's time to fuel up and turn it up with 5 Hour Energy Transfusion. It brings the bold, grape, ginger, and lime flavor of your favorite golf drink, minus the alcohol, into a quick, energizing shot. Whether you're sinking birdies or just making memories with friends, this one's a hole-in-one for your energy game. Let's be honest, some days on the course or off of it, you just need that extra boost to stay sharp and energized. Golf is all about good times with good people and good flavors, of course. The grape ginger lime flavor gives you the best parts of your clubhouse go-to without chasing down the bev cart. If you go to 5hourenergy.com today, that is the number 5hourenergy.com, you can use my promo code LOCKEDONGOLF to receive 20% off your order. This offer is only valid until September 30th on one order and cannot be used with other promotions. The code is not good on subscription orders. Whether you're meeting up with friends or trying to turn 18 holes into 36, get the energizing boost you need to power through. Order transfusion-flavored 5-hour energy shots today. It's a big series coming up against the Red Sox. I really don't think you could – I think that's pretty much putting it lightly. The Red Sox have been, at this point, climbing in the standings. They've taken over the Yankees. They've won 5 in a row where we're at right now, or at least I was coming in today, 8 out of their last 10. They made some moves. They have won now 6 in a row after taking down the Astros today. This is an opportunity. The Royals had the benefit in this series of going up against a Blue Jays team that had not been playing very well. After Friday's game, the Blue Jays had given up 9 or more runs in 4 out of their last 6. So they had been in a slump a bit and had not been playing their best baseball. You get the other side of the playing card here with the Red Sox, who are playing very good baseball right now against some quality competition. They just swept the Astros, who, in my opinion, were one of the top 3 winners of the trade deadline. So now you get an opportunity to take on a team that is playing just as well, if not better, than the Royals. And you get an opportunity to do that with 2 of your new toys. I mean, this is like Christmas morning or the first day at school after Christmas when you're telling all the kids at school about the toys that you got for Christmas. So this is an opportunity for the Royals. It'll be Bailey Falter against Brian Bayo on Monday, tomorrow, and then Ryan Bergert against Garrett Crochet on Tuesday. And we all know what the Royals did against Garrett Crochet, obviously last year, not very good. And then earlier this season, he shoved it against them. The Royals ended up winning that game. But Crochet, if I'm not mistaken, went 7 or 8, either 1 run or shutout innings. So it'll be a tall task to take down what, in my opinion, is the second best pitcher in the American League. A fastball guy that runs it up there in terms of the digits. It's going to be a tall task to take him down. Brian Bayo is another pitcher that really has a solid fastball and has had some really solid outings so far throughout his career. This year's been a different kind of season. I mean, his ERA is a 3.19, but he's not really striking out a whole lot of guys. He's getting a lot of ball and play luck, stranding a lot of runners. So I think the Royals could tag him a little bit. And then Dustin May makes his Red Sox debut on Wednesday in the finale. A guy that, like we saw from them when he faced him with the Dodgers, a guy that throws a really tough sinker, fastball, sweeper combination. I mean, it's vicious. It's like Brady Singer on steroids. It runs in and it sweeps out. It is a really tough pitch mix to hit. It's Brady Singer on steroids. That's what I call Dustin May. So we've got a massive series on our hands before they take on a Twins team that has waved the white flag already on their postseason hopes. So this is going to be probably, in my opinion, the biggest series of the season for the Royals. I think they have to take at least a game in this series, at least a game, because with where the standings are at right now, the Royals are 3 games back of the Mariners. They are 4 games back of the Yankees, and the Yankees just got swept by the by the Marlins. They're still chasing the Guardians, who are kind of treading water, and then the Rangers, who kind of bought at the deadline. So you've got those teams. The Yankees aren't going to keep playing this poorly, although it'd be cool if they did. The Rays aren't going to keep playing this poorly, and the Mariners aren't going to keep playing this poorly. You are going to have to, at some point, just rip off 5 in a row. Like, just go scorching hot, because they need to, at some point, gain not a half game at a time, a half game per series. They've got to put themselves within a game heading into September is where I'd put it at, in my opinion. But this is a massive series against the Red Sox coming up, and the Royals are going to, display their new shiny toys when it all gets underway tomorrow night. It looks like it will be a 6:10 first pitch each night of the week. So we'll be here with you around 9 o'clock every single evening here for the Royals POSTCAST. I want to say thank you so much for joining us today. A lot of people in the chat, and a lot of people here live. I think this is our biggest crowd in total since I was asked the other day, what's our biggest crowd that we've gotten? And I was like, probably about 75 or 80. And they're like, well, is it better if you win or lose? And I was like, well, honestly, I don't know. Some people love to be miserable, but I very much need to see a lot more out of this offense, a lot more out of this pitching staff before I truly believe that they're a postseason team. I've said it. They are competitors. They're not contenders. They're competing for a playoff spot. They're not contending for it just yet. If they win the series against the Red Sox, if they get to within 2 to a game and a half of that third wild card spot, then we can start getting really excited about October baseball being a possibility in Kansas City. But I'm trying to pull back a little bit, trying to pump the brakes a little bit. But if they win one in Boston, I'll be very happy, because it's not easy to go on the road for 9 games in a row with a brand new team for 9 in a row before heading back home. So a challenging stretch here for Kansas City, but they'll have an opportunity to prove themselves against one of the best teams in the American League coming up tomorrow. I appreciate you guys for being here. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 9 o'clock for another edition of the Royals POSTCAST.